Discussion over the state of journalism in the country continues. The South African National Editors Forum is now calling for journalists implicated in the crime intelligence scandal to be named. This in response to testimony by a crime intelligence officer at the state capture inquiry alleging that a number of journalists were paid off. We're joined now by SANEF Executive Director Kate Skinner. Kate, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. You and I have had countless conversations about this, obviously looking at ethics in journalism, and now you're calling for all those journalists who were implicated to actually be named.
Yes, so we're saying that it's very unfortunate, and basically makes everybody sort of feel that there's a possibly allegations, or that they might be implicated if the names don't come forward. So what we've said as SANEF is that we need those names, and those journalists then obviously must have the right to be able to explain, be able to cross-examine, the people that are making those allegations. But what we want to do is to get to the bottom of what is happening in terms of ethics issues. That is what is absolutely critical.
I mean, we're talking about getting to the bottom of these ethics issues. Could it possibly be that, in fact, journalism in this country sometimes has gone to, for lack of a better term, in some instances has gone to the dogs?
Well, look, I mean, this is the reason why we actually have our inquiry, because we want to look at these issues. We want to look at them with evidence. We need to have that evidence to look at, is this a major trend? Is it only a few, bad eggs? We don't want to basically state up front, what the issues are, because we don't have the facts as yet. And that's why it's so important that the inquiry that we're having gets to the bottom of this, but also obviously the Zondo Commission. We want the Zondo Commission to look at these issues. If these allegations have been made, let's make sure that we get to the bottom of it and find out what the actual facts are.
I mean, Kate, this is a very dangerous situation to be placing, I think, particularly where transparency, especially when accountability is placed on the who reports on the news, right? So the role of journalists or the role of the media is to give you the transparent truth, right, without fear, without favor, to be able to give you the side of the story that is within the interest of the public. But if those very individuals who are responsible for articulating that side in the interest of the public are implicated in such, it says something about the state of our society, never mind state capture, but really where we are as a society as a whole. And maybe my question then to you is, how do you fix it?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that you're absolutely right. We have to make sure that our journalists are honest, that they are collecting information, and not because they're being paid by somebody or some organization. They're basically reporting without fear or favor. So you're absolutely correct. That is essential for democracy. So what do we do about it? We make sure that, if anybody has any evidence of journalists taking brown envelopes, being paid by whoever it might be, whatever organization, including crime intelligence, that they then go to the inquiry, to the Kathy Satchwell inquiry, or they have other mechanisms as well. They can go to the Press Council, go to the Zondo Commission. They need to make sure that we get to the bottom of these issues. And I think that's why it's so important, that people come forward. Because I think we want to make sure that, when people talk about journalists, they immediately have a sense of somebody who's credible, somebody who's brave, someone's reporting without fear or favor. That is what we're needing, and that is why we've got to get to the bottom of these issues.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any people that you may be suspecting as SANEF, as individuals that have been implicated within, with taking bribes, with accepting brown envelopes?
I have to say, we have not got any evidence of that. We've obviously, we know that there have been these various allegations that have been particularly at the Zondo Commission. We have been told, that people are thinking of coming forward to the inquiry. I have to say, I haven't seen any evidence of brown envelopes, and that is why we need people to come forward.
Kate Skinner, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon, shedding some light in terms of the call by the South African National Editors Forum for journalists implicated in brown enveloping or taking bribes to actually be named.